Hello, you guys, and guess what? We got another hot update right now for you, and it is not a hot fix. It's actually giving you some new groovy, cool stuff. So, what could it be, you say? Well, let's take a look. Right now, we are in the rail test here, which is our one that we are using for doing our testing. And I've set this up to show you the new ball spawner options. All right, so without further ado, let's check it out. So I have two ball spawners, and you'll notice now that the ball spawners have an arrow in them. You can rotate this, and you can direct the ball velocity when you spawn. So if you want that to be straight, you just press X, and then you put it wherever you want it. And so you'll notice that it has an initial ball velocity here. So I'm going to leave them at well, let's do 3 on that one. And let's just do 1 on this one. And you'll see too that there's a variant. So this one over here is a small ball variant. So that is the smaller style ball that you would find on mini playfields and stuff like that. Somebody requested this recently, so there you go. It's right there, super easy. So you can spawn these. They will not spawn as the default ball in the trough over here, but you can spawn them in the game wherever you want, which reminds me of something that I've wanted to add logically, a beginning of game or start of game logic controller option. So we'll probably add that here pretty soon as well. And so this other ball spawner over here is set to just the standard. So currently we have just the 2 sizes. And let's see, I'm going to leave that pointing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to rotate these a little bit inwards so we can see. Logically speaking, what we have is we have this logic controller that is set to a new event type called ball spawn, which is already in the game as of our last update. So basically, these switches, or this switch, will trigger this ball spawn and fire off one single ball here, okay? And then the same is true for this other one over here. So roll over this switch, spawn one ball, rolling over that switch. So pretty obvious. And then we have this crazy smorgasbord of stuff there. I'm just going to leave that there. And let's just save it and go back to play mode. We're going to hit the T key to start a game. And our ball will pop up in the trough, and I will fire it up in there. And the only other balls that are going to spawn will be spawned at those 2 arrow locations that you see when this ball or any other spawned balls roll over one of those 2 switches. So I'll try to roll over one, and we'll see what happens. There we go. There we go. So there you can see a couple of smaller balls. Now I'm going to set this to be on autoplay. And I'm just going to let it play itself, and we'll just watch and see what happens here. Well, now when they spawn, watch the velocity. So you see that on 2 there's not a whole, down low there's not much velocity happening. So you see it shoots up slightly, but it doesn't really go very far. There we go. Now we're getting a lot. So it's going to get crazy pretty quickly. Before you know it, there's going to be a million balls on the playfield. However, I do want to point out something here. We added another option here to the settings. So you can see the max spawn balls allowed. So if you want to keep the number of spawned balls on the playfield to a certain limit, you can set it. Like here I've set the limit to 55. No connection to the speed limit, but that does kind of make that is kind of funny. I just noticed something that needs to be adjusted. All right, so yeah, anyways, so you can set the max balls allowed or spawned balls allowed. So you could set that to 500 and you would be able to spawn 500 balls on the playfield if you wanted to, if your computer can handle that. Otherwise, you can limit that right here if you want to. And let's go back, and I want to show you the velocity option a little bit more obviously, let's say. Let's just move these back this way a little bit, and we're gonna position them like so. I do want to keep these out here because if I put them anywhere else, they may spawn too much too quick, but let's go ahead and select this, and we're going to go to 22, and let's just do 44. That's going to really shoot off, so I just want to give you an idea of how fast that is. Okay, starting a game. Let's see what happens. So, I'm just going to put it on AI play, and it's going to take a minute to spawn a ball. There we go. So you see how fast that is. When those spawn out, they really shoot out of there. You can even see that small one shoot out of there, really. So as you can tell, this is really going to be handy for some fun multi-ball stuff. And you can daisy chain spawners so that you can spawn several balls at a time if you want, or whatever. So now, that's going to get pretty insane. Alright, so I want to show you one more thing here. And that is if we... let's disconnect these guys. So these switches are now going to do nothing. And I want to show you how you can use the B key, the ball spawner key, whatever you have it mapped to. Its default is B. So now if we save this and go back to play mode and start a game, it'll kick a ball up into the trough. But I'm just going to press the B key. Now, at first, I'm just going to tap it super quick. And you'll see it still does the random selection of the ball spawners. So it might do that one on the right, it might do the one on the left, it just randomly selects which one. But we've added another cool feature, and if you hold this button down, it will spray balls. Which is quite a lot of fun, actually. So yeah, let's put it on autopilot and just see what happens. Now the only balls that are going to occur here, well, I'm going to turn that off. The only balls that are going to pop out are going to be spawned ones. So let's see how many I can get from my... So that's 55 balls right there. Because I had that set to 55. So there you go. Just wanted to share that with you guys. This is in the update that is current, and you can go restart Steam or start Steam, and you can get this update. That's so much fun. All right, let's see. Let me just... I'm going to clear this out so that all those balls are gone, and then I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to add 100 more, and let's see what happens. Alright, so now, if I start a game, Now we should get 155, but a lot will drain. But this is going to probably kill my frame rate. Yep, there it goes. So you can see 155 balls is going to drop the frame rate pretty low. And you can see that's why we added that. But that's fun. I don't know. So you can change that back to whatever you want. 55. Go back. Now I can't spawn any more balls right now because there are more than 55. Also, by the way, if you hit the R key, any balls on the playfield will get reset to the trough over there. That's why it's freaking out over there. I keep tapping R, and it's trying to place them all in the trough at the same spot, so it kind of acts weird, but that's the R key. Now, normally, if you only have one ball on the playfield, it's only going to pop one ball back. Oh, we can get them all out of there. Ah, that's just fun. I don't know, you know, it's just fun. Now the big balls and the small balls are going to interact kind of weird. As you can see, the balls are flying all over the place, and you'll notice that those are the large ones mainly, because the way they hit the small ones, they kind of bounce up off of them. So you get some weird dynamics. The game's not really designed to be played with the tiny balls, but you can obviously do that. Alright, let's okay, now there was another thing that we did. So if we go to here, one of the things you might have noticed in the last update is that if this was set to ultra or high or something, and you clicked on this, it would jump back to the lowest one. Well, that won't do that anymore. So if it's at high, then when you come back, let's just jump out of there and come back. It's on high, and then when you click it, it actually behaves the way you would expect it to. Also notice that this is actually kind of encroaching on the playfield wear rate, so we're going to adjust this before we drop this update out. That'll take just a few seconds, and we'll just fix that the way that shouldn't be like that. Okay, and then the last thing we did in this update is when you load a blank table, the default back glass is now set back to the black and white version of this back glass here, instead of that default back glass. So we will be updating the DMD there soon so that you can drop your own custom DMD things in there, and we'll have that attached to logic controllers as well, so you can animate whatever you want and put that in there. And we should be getting that done sometime within the next few months, I would say. That is a bit more involved, but it shouldn't take us too much extra work to get that done. Okay, and there was one final issue that I wanted to share with you guys that we did fix, and that is sometimes when you go into play mode and hit the T key or the start button, it would not start a game. We figured out why. That was a bug in the code, and that is now resolved. And so that should be taken care of for you. We also updated the arcade here. As you can see, now you have your last 5 games showing there. So you can see what last 5 games you saved. And Meteor Commander is over here still. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but we do have another game on Steam that's only $2. And it's a pretty darn cool version of Asteroids called Meteor Commander. So please go check that out. It's a fun game, and for $2, you can't go wrong. It is a lot of fun. So check it out, please, and tell us what you think. And until next time, this is Anna, hoping that you guys are having fun with PinBuilder, and happy holidays to everybody. And we look forward to seeing you in the arcade.